Okay, guys, solving two-step equations. Do a little review here. Some of you have seen this already, some of you have not. Uh, Whenever you're solving two-step equations, you have a variable in that equation somewhere that you want to isolate. You've got to get it by itself, okay? In doing that, you want to wait and leave that variable to the end of the problem, okay? So, in this case here, I have 9 has the x beside it, okay? So what I want to do is I want to move the 1. Well, there is a plus in front of that 1, so I'm going to subtract the 1, okay? Whenever I subtract 1 from the left side of this equal sign, that means I need to subtract 1 from the right side of the equal sign. All right, so whatever I do to one side of the equal sign, I always do the same thing to the other side of the equal sign. Okay, that is the rule that you have to follow when you're solving equations. Okay, so bring down my 9x. I have my equals, and then negative 80 minus 1 is a negative 81. All right. Signs are the same. Okay, this is just the rule for a negative and a subtraction together. Whenever you have a negative and you're subtracting a number, the signs are the same, so add the two numbers, take the sign of the larger number. In that case, it's a negative, so I put a negative in front of my 81. Okay, now, here's what I have. 9x equals negative 81. 9 is being multiplied by x, so we went over this before. Take and divide by the 9. All right, and x will come out to be negative 9. All right, now you can also check this problem. Plug it back in. So if I check it real quick, I've got 9, and for the parentheses, I'm going to plug in where x is. I'm going to plug in negative 9 plus 1, and that equals negative 80. All right, that gives me negative 81 plus 1. It's negative 80. Well, negative 81 plus 1. All right, well, the signs are different here. This sign here and this sign here, they are different signs, so we subtract the two numbers. 81 minus 1 is 80. Take the sign of the larger number, which is the negative there, and that equals negative 80, so therefore it is correct. Okay? All right. Now, I'm going to move on to number 2. All right, so distributive property. Anytime you see the parentheses with two terms inside that parentheses and a number on the outside, you must multiply the 2 times everything in parentheses. So that is 2 times n, which is 2n. 2 times a positive 5, which is plus 10. And then that's equal to negative 2. All right. Now, again, just like before, we want to work with the 10 first, leave that variable to the end. Okay, so we want to move the 10. So we're going to subtract. So subtract 10 to the other side. The reason we are subtracting is because it had a plus in front. Okay, so now negative 2 minus 10 is negative 12. Okay, then I got 2n. Bring down my 2n. Now I take 2n equals negative 12. Divide both sides by 2. N equals negative 6. Okay? Okay, now, number 3. Now remember I said you want to hold off on the variable to the end. Okay, which means I need to subtract that 2. So I subtract the 2 to the other side of the equal sign. 6 minus 2 is 4. Okay. Now I've got a over 4. Well, let me back up. That looks like a 9. Alright, so it's a over 4. Alright, I'm going to come out here to the side and rewrite this. Give myself a little room to work. Okay, now I got to get rid of the 4 on the bottom of the fraction because it's a is being divided by 4. I want to multiply by 4. Okay, and what happens is that will go away on the left side or on the right side. So I come over to the left side, multiply by 4. 4 times 4 is 16, and that is equal to a. All right, and that would be your answer there. And of course, you could go back, plug it back into the problem and work that out. You should get 6 equals 6. Now, for the last one. Now, I know we've been saying before we want to save that variable to the end. This is a special situation where the variable and everything on the left side is all included in that fraction, okay? So in this case here, we have to move the 6 off the bottom of that fraction. Well, since it's being multiplied, or I'm sorry, since it's being divided, we've got to multiply. Okay, that'll take care of the 6 on the bottom. So now we come over here and do the same. So I'm going to write down what's left. Since I got rid of the 6 on the bottom, all I have left is 5 plus x equals -1 times 6 is -6. All right. Now, 5 is positive. Okay. And because it is positive, that means I need to subtract it to the other side. Okay. So that leaves me with 5 equals -6 minus 5 is -11. All right, and if we wanted to plug that back in and check that, you could, and you would get -1 equals -1.